It started small. A comment here, a suggestion there. Little things that seemed innocent at first, but left me feeling uneasy. Little things that planted seeds of doubt in my mind. Seeds that would eventually grow into something ugly and destructive. My mother-in-law, Patricia, had always been a difficult woman. She was cold, controlling, and had never approved of me. From the moment I met her, she'd made it clear that I wasn't good enough for her precious son. She'd look at me like I was something unpleasant she'd stepped in, something that needed to be scraped off her shoe. She'd make snide comments about my clothes, my job, my background. She'd question my parenting, my cooking, my housekeeping. Nothing I did was ever good enough. My name's Vanessa, I'm 38, a registered nurse, and I've been married to my husband Derek for 10 years. We've got 2 kids, a daughter named Maya, who's 8, and a son named Ethan, who's 6. We've got a comfortable house in a nice neighborhood, a golden retriever who thinks he's a lapdog, and what I thought was a solid marriage. Derek was kind, thoughtful, and completely devoted to his family. He was everything I'd ever wanted in a husband. But his mother was a nightmare. Patricia had been widowed when Derek was young, and she'd raised him alone. She was fiercely possessive of him, and she'd never accepted that he'd chosen to build a life with someone else. She'd always treated me like an intruder, like I'd stolen her son away from her. She'd show up at our house unannounced, criticize our choices, and make it clear that she thought I was a poor substitute for the wife she'd imagined for her son. I'd tried to be patient. I'd tried to win her over. I'd invited her to dinner, included her in family events, and made sure she felt welcome. I'd bought her thoughtful gifts, remembered her birthday, and included her in our family traditions. I'd done everything I could think of to bridge the gap between us. But nothing I did was ever good enough. She'd always find something to criticize, something to complain about, something to make me feel small. She'd pick apart my cooking, my parenting, my decorating choices. She'd make passive-aggressive comments about my weight, my hair, my clothes. She'd remind me, subtly and not so subtly, that I was an outsider in her family. But then things started to change. She started being nice to me. Too nice. It was like someone had flipped a switch. She'd compliment my cooking, praise my parenting, and tell me what a wonderful wife I was. She'd bring me little gifts, send me sweet texts, and tell me how lucky Derek was to have me. At first, I was relieved. I thought she'd finally accepted me. I thought all my efforts had finally paid off. I thought maybe we could finally have a real relationship. But I was wrong. She was just setting me up. It started with small comments about Derek. Casual observations that seemed innocent but carried a hidden message. He's been working so late lately. She'd say, her voice dripping with false concern. I hope he's not overworking himself. You should make sure he's eating properly. Men don't take care of themselves the way they should. Then it escalated. I noticed he's been distant lately. Is everything okay between you two? You seem like you're growing apart. I hope there's nothing wrong. Then the accusations. I saw him talking to a woman at the grocery store. He seemed very friendly with her. Don't you think you should be more careful? You know how men can be. I brushed it off at first. I trusted Derek completely. He'd never given me any reason to doubt him. He was a good husband, a good father, a good man. He came home to me every night, kissed me goodbye every morning, and told me he loved me every single day. He'd never been unfaithful, never given me any reason to suspect him. But Patricia kept chipping away at my confidence. She'd plant seeds of doubt, subtle suggestions, little hints that something was wrong. She'd question his loyalty, his honesty, his commitment. She'd make me feel like I was being naive, like I was missing something obvious, like I was the last to know what everyone else already understood. She'd say things like, I just don't want you to be blindsided. I've seen it happen before. Women who trust too much always get hurt. And slowly, gradually, I started to believe her. I started noticing things I'd never noticed before. Little things that I'd previously dismissed as nothing. Derek coming home late from work, with vague explanations about meetings that ran long. His phone buzzing with calls he'd step out of the room to take. His voice lowered so I couldn't hear what he was saying. His distracted demeanor when we were having dinner. His eyes glazing over like he was somewhere else entirely. His excuses for canceling plans, always at the last minute, always with a reason that seemed plausible but somehow felt off. I'd never questioned him before. I'd trusted him completely. We'd built our marriage on a foundation of honesty and mutual respect. But now, with Patricia's words echoing in my head, I started to wonder, was he hiding something? Was he having an affair? Was he planning to leave me? Was I being naive and stupid like Patricia said? I confronted him about it one night. He'd come home late again, and I'd been waiting up for him. My mind spinning with doubts and fears. Derek, is everything okay? You've been so distant lately. You're always working late, always on your phone. I feel like you're pulling away from me. I feel like something's wrong. He looked at me, confused. What are you talking about? Everything's fine. I've just been busy at work. You know how it is. It's been a crazy month. We're launching a new product, and I've been handling all the logistics. It's been exhausting. Your mother mentioned that she saw you talking to a woman at the grocery store. She said you seemed very friendly with her. She said you were laughing and joking like you knew each other well. He laughed, but there was no humor in it. That was just a colleague from work. She was asking about a project. There's nothing going on. I can't believe you'd think that. I can't believe you'd listen to her. Your mother just wanted me to be careful. She said I should keep an eye on you. She said I shouldn't trust you blindly. She said, my mother? His expression shifted from confusion to anger. You've been talking to my mother about our marriage? You've been listening to her lies? She's just been trying to help. She's worried about us. She said she's seen signs that something's wrong. She said I should be more attentive. Vanessa, my mother, has been trying to control my life since I was born. She's never wanted me to be happy with anyone. She's always tried to sabotage my relationships. And now she's trying to sabotage ours. She's trying to tear us apart. I don't think she's trying to sabotage us. I think she's just concerned. I think she loves you and wants what's best for you. Concerned? She's been planting doubts in your head. She's been making you question everything. She's been poisoning your mind against me, and you're letting her get between us. You're letting her destroy everything we've built together. I didn't say anything. I didn't know what to say. Part of me knew he was right. Part of me knew Patricia was manipulating me, but the doubt was already there, and I couldn't make it go away. It had taken root in my mind, and it was growing stronger every day. It was a Saturday afternoon when I found the evidence. I was cleaning out Derek's home office, organizing his papers, when I came across a stack of medical bills. I didn't think much of it at first. We had insurance, and we paid our bills on time. It was just paperwork. Nothing unusual. But then I noticed something strange. The bills were for medications I'd never heard of. Medications that weren't prescribed by our family doctor. Medications that cost thousands of dollars a month. Medications that were being prescribed by a specialist I'd never heard of. In a city I'd never been to. My heart started pounding. My hands were shaking. Why was Derek seeing a specialist without telling me? Why was he taking medications I didn't know about? Why was he hiding this from me? I confronted him about it that night. What are these? What are these medications? Why are you hiding this from me? What's going on? He looked at the bills, his face pale. I didn't want to worry you. I didn't want you to be scared. I've been sick. Vanessa, really sick. I've been seeing a specialist for months. I didn't know how to tell you. What kind of sick? What's wrong with you? Why didn't you tell me? I don't know yet. They're still running tests. They think it might be something serious, something autoimmune, something that's attacking my system. They don't know what's causing it. I didn't want to tell you until I knew for sure. I didn't want to upset you. I didn't want you to worry. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. My husband had been sick. And he'd been hiding it from me. He'd been dealing with this alone, suffering in silence while I'd been so caught up in my own suspicions that I hadn't noticed. I'd been so focused on Patricia's lies that I'd missed the truth right in front of me. Why didn't you tell me? Why did you keep this from me? I'm your wife. I'm supposed to be there for you. Because I was scared. I was scared of what it might be. I was scared of how you'd react. And I didn't want to worry you until I knew for sure. I didn't want to put you through that. I held him, tears streaming down my face. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have been there for you. I should have noticed. I should have. It's okay. It's not your fault. You couldn't have known. I was hiding it from you. I didn't want you to see me like this. But it was my fault. I'd let Patricia's poison seep into my brain. I'd let her destroy my trust in my husband. I'd let her turn me against him. I'd let her come between us. I started doing some digging. I needed to know what was going on with Derek. I needed to know why he was sick. I needed to know who was responsible. I needed to find the truth. I went through his medical records, his test results, his doctor's notes. I went through his emails, his messages, his appointments. I talked to his doctors, his nurses, his specialists. I pieced together a picture of what had been happening to him. And what I found made my blood run cold. Derek had been slowly poisoned. Not by a stranger, but by someone he trusted. Someone who had access to his food, his drinks, his medication. Someone who was close enough to him to administer the poison without being detected. The poison was slow-acting, designed to make him sick over time. It was being administered in small doses, just enough to cause symptoms, but not enough to kill him. It was a slow, methodical, calculated attack. The kind of attack that required patience, planning, and a complete lack of conscience. And I knew exactly who was responsible. Patricia, Derek's mother. The woman who'd been trying to turn me against him. The woman who'd been planting doubts in my head. The woman who'd been trying to destroy our marriage. The woman who'd been pretending to care while secretly orchestrating everything. She'd been poisoning him. She'd been making him sick. And she'd been trying to make me believe he was having an affair so I'd leave him. She'd been trying to get rid of me so she could have him all to herself. I gathered all the evidence I could find. The medical records, the test results, the doctor's notes, the proof that Derek had been poisoned. The proof that the poison was being administered regularly. The proof that someone close to him was responsible. I also found something else. Patricia had been poisoning him for years. She'd started shortly after we got married, when she realized she was losing control over him. She'd been slowly, methodically, destroying his health. She'd been making him sick, making him weak, making him dependent on her. She'd been using a rare toxin that was hard to detect, something that mimicked the symptoms of a serious illness, something that would confuse doctors and delay diagnosis, something that would make Derek sick without anyone knowing why. She'd been administering it through his food, his drinks, his medication. She'd been so careful, so calculated, so cruel. She'd visited us regularly, brought us food, helped around the house, all while slowly poisoning her own son. I confronted her. I went to her house, the evidence in hand, and told her everything I knew. Patricia, I know what you've been doing. I know you've been poisoning Derek. I know you've been trying to destroy our marriage, and I know you've been trying to kill him. I have the proof. I have everything. Her face went pale. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done anything to hurt my son. I love him more than anything. I would never harm him. He's my whole world. You love him so much you've been poisoning him. You love him so much you've been making him sick? You love him so much you've been trying to kill him? That's not love. That's obsession. That's madness. I was trying to protect him. I was trying to save him. You were destroying him. You were taking him away from me. I had to do something. I had to save him from you. By poisoning him? By making him sick? That's not protection. That's murder. That's the act of a sick, twisted person. I was trying to make him see the truth. I was trying to make him realize that you were bad for him. I was trying to make him come back to me. I was trying to save him from you. Come back to you. He's your son, not your husband. You can't control him. You can't own him. You can't keep him for yourself. He's a grown man. He's my husband. He's the father of my children. I gave birth to him. I raised him. I sacrificed everything for him. And you came along and took him away from me. You stole him from me. You destroyed everything I'd built. He chose me. He chose to marry me. He chose to build a life with me. And you couldn't stand it, so you tried to destroy him. You tried to destroy us. You tried to destroy everything. I didn't want to hurt him. I just wanted to save him. I just wanted him to come back to me. I just wanted things to go back to the way they were. You're a monster. You're a sick, twisted, evil monster, and I'm going to make sure everyone knows what you've done. I'm going to make sure you never hurt anyone ever again. I went to the police. I told them everything. I showed them the evidence. I gave them the proof of everything Patricia had done. The medical records, the test results, the poison, the pattern of behavior. She was arrested a few weeks later. The police found the poison in her house. They found the evidence of her crimes. They found everything they needed to build a case against her. She'd been so careful, but she'd made one mistake. She'd kept a journal, a detailed record of everything she'd done. It was all there, in her own handwriting. She was charged with attempted murder, assault, and poisoning. She was facing serious time. The district attorney wanted to make an example of her. I was there at the trial. I watched as she was convicted and sentenced to 15 years in prison. I watched as the judge read the verdict, as her face crumbled with despair. I watched as she was led away in handcuffs, screaming that she was innocent, that she'd done nothing wrong, that she was the victim, and I felt nothing but relief. It was finally over. She could never hurt us again. It took a long time for Derek to recover. The poison had done serious damage to his body. It had attacked his organs, his nervous system, his immune system. He needed months of treatment, months of therapy, months of rest, but eventually he started to heal. His body started to fight back. His strength started to return. Our marriage also needed healing. The trust that had been broken needed to be rebuilt. The wounds that had been inflicted needed time to heal. The doubts that had been planted needed to be uprooted. But we were strong, and we were committed to each other. We'd survived the worst, and we were determined to build something better. I'd almost lost him. I'd almost let Patricia destroy everything we'd built together. But I'd fought back, and I'd won. And now, we were stronger than ever. So what's the lesson here? What's the takeaway from all of this? I think it's this sometimes. The people who seem to care about you the most are the ones who are the most dangerous. Sometimes, the people who claim to love you are the ones who are the most willing to hurt you. Sometimes, the people who smile in your face are the ones who are plotting against you in the dark. But that doesn't mean you should stop trusting. It doesn't mean you should stop loving. It just means you should be careful. You should protect yourself. You should always be vigilant. You should always trust your instincts. And if someone tries to destroy you, you have every right to fight back. You have every right to protect yourself. You have every right to demand justice. If you're reading this, and you're in a situation like the one I was in, I want you to know something. I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that it's not your fault. And I want you to know that you have the strength to fight back. It's scary. I know it's scary. The thought that someone you trust is trying to destroy you. The thought that someone who claims to love you is actually hurting you. The thought that the person who should be your ally is your enemy. It's terrifying. But I promise you, you can survive. You can fight back. You can win. You just have to be brave, and you have to be smart, and you have to be willing to fight for what's yours. You deserve better. You deserve to be respected. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to live your life without fear. And if you're not sure if you have the strength to fight back, remember this. You have survived everything life has thrown at you so far. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every setback. You are still here, still standing, still fighting. And that means you're stronger than you know, braver than you feel, and capable of more than you can imagine. So take that step, make that decision, choose yourself. Because you are worth it. You have always been worth it. And you always will be. Looking back on everything that happened, I don't regret any of it. Not the pain, not the heartbreak, not the betrayal, because all of it led me here. All of it made me who I am today, a woman who knows her worth, a woman who refuses to be a victim, a woman who understands that sometimes the only way to win is to fight back, a woman who knows that love isn't always enough, that sometimes you have to fight for the people you love. And if I could go back and do it all over again, I would, exactly the same way. So thank you, Patricia. Thank you for showing me who you really were. Thank you for making me stronger. Thank you for teaching me to trust my instincts. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to fight for my family. And thank you, Derek. Thank you for being strong. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for loving me through it all. Thank you for never giving up on us. I'm grateful for all of it. The good and the bad, the joy and the pain, because it all led me here, to this moment, to this life, to this peace. And that's the greatest gift of all. Loved this story? Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a video. I upload brand new stories every single day. Gripping, emotional, and packed with twists that'll keep you guessing until the very end. Don't forget to like this video if it gave you all the feels. Comment below. Have you ever dealt with a toxic family member who tried to destroy your marriage? How did you handle it? I read every single comment. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes the best lessons come from other people's experiences. Got a story idea? Drop it in the comments. Your suggestion might just become the next video on this channel. Subscribe now and join our growing family of story lovers. New videos drop daily at 7 a.m. EST. Perfect to watch with your morning coffee. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Until next time, stay strong, stay brave, and never let anyone make you feel like you're powerless, because you have more power than you know, and you always have.